Welcome to today's teleeducation class. Today we are going to study functional English. So see dear students, what is coming up on your screen. So we can see two boys, they are having a conversation. So first of all, let's look at the sentences, what they are speaking. Have a look at the sentences, okay? So we can see on the screen Suraj and Mohan. So they are greeting each other. So what is Suraj saying? Good morning, Mohan. And what is Mohan replying? Very good morning, Suraj. Then you see, they greeted each other. So what do you do when you meet anyone in the morning, evening? What do you do? The first thing you do is you greet each other, right? So they greeted each other. Then you see, what is Suraj saying to Mohan? Where are you going? So what he's saying? He's saying that where are you going? And what did he reply to this question? I am going to the market. So these are the question answer thing. Look at the sentences properly. Okay, what Suraj and Mohan they are speaking. You have a look at the sentences carefully. Then I will come to the topic that we are going to learn today. Okay, so have a look. I am going to the market. So now there are certain sentences that will be coming up on the screen. So have a look, okay? The first sentence that is coming up on the screen is Suraj asked Mohan, where was he going? So here the asked word is underlined. Then next you see another sentence coming up on the screen, that is Mohan replied that he was going to the market. Okay? So that he, again the word underlined. So look, there are two sentences on your screen. So you have to look at the sentences carefully. First sentence you have a look. Suraj asked Mohan, where was he going? And the answer, Mohan replied that he was going to the market. So in the first sentence, the highlighted words are asked, was he? And that was he in the second sentence turned into that he. Okay. So basically, what we are trying to learn is while reporting an answer, we use replied. So suppose if someone is asking you a question and we are turning this question into an indirect speech, okay? When somebody is saying something and when we are repeating his or her particular words into an indirect speech, that time we reply to that question as replied. We use the word replied, okay? Just for example, look at the second sentence. Mohan replied that he was going to the market. Okay, is this clear to you all till here? Okay, great. Now have a look at the sentence coming up on your screen. We are having a conversation. So we will look at the sentences carefully. Okay, the first sentence that is coming is Suraj, where are you going? Second sentence, Mohan, I am going to the market. What did he reply? I am going to the market. Now Suraj, what he is asking, where are you going? And what did Mohan reply? Mohan reply, I am going to the market. Now Mohan's answer is in a direct form. Exact word that Mohan said is written here. Okay, it is not converted into some other speeches. Okay. So then have a look, another word. Now we are converting this sentence into indirect speech. Okay. So Suraj asked Mohan, where was he going? So look at the first sentence on the left hand side. Suraj, where are you going? And here on the right hand side, you see it is converted into a sentence, indirect speech. Suraj asked Mohan, where was he going? Okay. Now, left hand side, have a look. I am going to the market. Now, this is the direct speech. Now, this direct speech is converted into indirect speech. Mohan replied that he was going to the market. Okay. Now, you see, this left hand side, whatever Suraj and Mohan is having in their conversation, what they are speaking in their conversation, that is the exact words of the speaker. It's not converted. The point one you have to keep in the mind is, this is the Suraj and Mohan, they're having conversation, and the exact word is kept in the sentence. Okay, there is nothing changed into indirect form. It is a direct, it is in a direct form of a sentence. So it is the exact words of the speaker. Okay, so on the right hand side you see reporting what someone said, not in actual words. So on the right hand side we saw that Suraj's answers, Suraj and Mohan's conversation was reported. Okay, it was not the actual words or not the actual sentence that Suraj and Mohan has said. That is a reporting sentence. So reporting what someone said, not in actual words. So on the left hand side, what we can see is that Suraj and Mohan, whatever conversation they were having, like Suraj was asking, where are you going? Mohan, I am going to the market. So these are what? These are exact words of the speaker. So when we are saying something that is exact word of the speaker, we call it, the sentence is in a direct speech. Okay? And in the right hand side, you have a look at the sentences. Suraj asked Mohan, where was he going? Mohan replied that he was going to the market. Now you see, these sentences are not saying the exact word of the speaker. What it is saying? It is saying, reporting what someone said and which is not in actual words. So it is what? This is a reported, or you can say indirect speech. You can say indirect speech, also you can say reported speech. Okay. So basically today we are going to learn about reported speech, direct speech and indirect speech. Okay. So is this clear to you all? Great. Now have a look at the next thing. Here you see on the right hand side, your asked is highlighted. Okay. So when someone asks us any question in indirect speech, we convert the sentences into replied. Okay. So you see was, he, all these are highlighted. Then in the second sentence, replied that is also highlighted. Yes or no? Yes. So first, in the first sentence on the right hand side, what did you see? Suraj asked Mohan where he was going. Asked is highlighted. Was, he was also highlighted. In the second sentence, what do we see? We see Mohan replied that. Replied that was a replied that is highlighted. That means asked gets converted into replied that. Okay. Now in the left hand side you see I am going to the market. I am. Okay. It's in a direct speech. Okay. So now you see another sentence that is coming up on your screen. What is the sentence? Have a look. Rama said within inverted commas, I am very busy now. So what he's saying, Rama's exact word is written in a sentence. Okay. What is Rama saying? Rama said, I am very busy now. So I am very busy now is a sentence that is exact word used by Rama. And when you use someone's exact word, we have to use it within the double inverted commas. Okay. Next you see, now this sentence is in a, the first sentence is in a direct speech. Okay. And now this sentence, as it is in a direct speech, it is converted into indirect speech. Rama said that he was very busy then. What did Rama say? Rama said that he was very busy then. Now becomes then. Okay. So the second sentence is in indirect speech. So just have a look at both the sentences carefully so that you can understand the direct speech and the indirect speech. What are the differences between direct speech and indirect speech? When we are saying direct speech, we always use inverted commas. But when we are using the reported speech, when someone has said something and we are not repeating the exact word of that particular person, what do? We do not use inverted commas. Okay, what do we say? Rama said that he was very busy then. So M get converted into was, now gets converted into then. Okay, I hope till here the concept of direct and indirect speech is clear to all of you. Great. Now you see, that is also highlighted. Here I is highlighted, that is highlighted. M, he. So M becomes he, was, okay, and then now converts into then. So see, we will look at the conversion. So I was highlighted, I became, what did Rama said? Rama said that. Okay, so I became what? I became he. I became he, M became was, now became then. Did you understand the difference? How to convert from direct to indirect speech? Very good. The first thing is I is first person singular number that gets converted into third person singular number. I am becomes I, he was, and now converts into then. So did you understand the concept of reported speech, how to convert direct speech to indirect speech? Okay. Now have a look. Another example is coming up on your screen. What it is? Shalini said, I am very happy now. Another sentence, okay? So this is what? This sentence is in a direct speech or not? Yes, it is in a direct speech. Shalini said, I am very happy now. Now let's see, it's converted into indirect speech. Shalini said that she was very happy then. Okay, so look at the second example very carefully. In the direct speech, I am very happy now is written. So I am is highlighted. So Shalini said that, we will use Shalini. After Shalini said, what will we use? We will use the word that. So I am gets converted, since Shalini is a girl, so we will use here she, that is third person singular number. Am becomes was, and now becomes then. Okay, this is how we convert from direct speech to indirect speech. Okay, is it clear to all of you? Very good. Now you see Shalini said that, that is highlighted. And next you see I becomes, what does I become? I become she. First, I is first person singular number, she is third person singular number. M becomes was, see, M gets converted into was, and very happy then, very, very happy now, now gets converted into very happy then. Okay. Is it clear to all of you? Very good. Now you see another sentence is coming up when reporting a speech. So here are certain points how to convert direct speech to indirect speech. What are the things that we need to use in a direct speech? Okay. So what are the things we need to use in a direct speech, and what are the things we are not to use in a direct speech? So here we will speak about when reporting a speech. When reporting a speech means when we are converting a direct speech to a indirect speech. Okay. So when we are converting something from direct speech to indirect speech, how do we, what are the things we should keep in mind? This is written in the screen. So have a look. If you want to note it down, you can note it down. The first point that is said, that it when reporting a speech, that means when we are when we are converting from direct speech to indirect speech, we do not use inverted commas. Remember that we do not use inverted commas. Inverted commas are not used. This is the first point which we should keep in mind. Second one, you see, Shalini said that she was very happy yesterday. Now Shalini said that. When we are replying to any question, or when we are reporting a speech, that means from direct to indirect, when we are doing, What we are supposed to write? We are supposed to write the word that. She was very happy yesterday. So as I have given you the examples earlier, it is related to, the second point is related to that. Okay. Have a look at the third one. That functions as a connector before the reported speech, but it can be left out in informal speech. Again, I am repeating. Now, this that word, it is like a connector, okay? Like just acting like a conjunction, because in direct speech, what do we use? She said something within inverted commas. We keep a sentence within inverted commas. We keep the exact words. When a person is saying something, we keep that particular exact words within inverted comma. Now, when the same sentence we are converting from direct to indirect, what do we do? What do we do? We write that. That is a word which is functioning, which is said, it is functioning as a connector, or you can say it is functioning as a, just like a conjunction in a reported speech, but it can be left out in an informal speech. Okay, so I hope till here it's clear to all of you. Great. Now you see, so today's topic of discussion, as you all have known earlier, I've given you lots of examples till now about direct and indirect speech. We have given you a lots of examples. So today's topic of discussions will be reported speech, that is which we call indirect speech. Okay. So direct and indirect, I have made a clear graphs. I hope you all have got a clear grasp of what is direct speech and what is indirect speech, how to differentiate and how to convert from direct speech to indirect speech. So now again on the screen, Suraj and Mohan came. They are again going to have a conversation. Your point is to look at the sentences very carefully so that you can understand the differences between direct speech and indirect speech. Okay. Now see on the screen, what is Suraj saying? Suraj is saying to Mohan, I will be late. I'll be late. Suraj said he would be late. Suraj said that he would be late. Now look at the sentences carefully. Suraj said he would be late. Now again in the right hand side, what do you see? Suraj said that he would be late. So when you are converting into both the sentences are in indirect speech, but in the second sentences, which is in the right hand side, they are using the word that as a connector. What did Suraj say? Suraj said that he would be late. Okay. Very good. Now see another sentence that is coming up on your screen. Left hand side you see, Suraj told Mohan he would be late. And in the right hand side, what do you see? You see Suraj told Mohan that he would be late. So see here in the first two sentences, the word that is not used as a connector, but you can still convert it into an indirect speech. But in the right hand side, in both the sentences, they are using the word that as a connector between the two sentences, that is between the exact word what was being said by the original speaker and the reporting speech. So you see here, I will repeat all the sentences. Just have a careful look at all the sentences. Okay. So the first sentence is, Suraj said he would be late. Second sentence, Suraj said that he would be late. Again, the word that is highlighted. Now, in the third sentence, Suraj told Mohan he would be late. And in the fourth sentence, Suraj told Mohan that he would be late. So here in the right hand side, the word that is used as a connector while reporting a from direct to indirect, while reporting an indirect speech. What they are using the word that as a connector. So I hope you have understood how and when to use that as a connector while you are converting a sentence from direct to indirect speech. Okay, I hope this much is clear to all of you. Very good. Now you see, have a look. The word said is highlighted here. Another in the right hand side, said that is highlighted. Second sentence, told Mohan he. And in the fourth sentence, sorry, told Mohan that he. Okay. I hope you understood to here. Okay. Next sentence you see, have a look at the next sentence. Now what do you see on the screen? We see a girl whose name is Ranjani. Okay. Now we'll see what she says. What is she saying? She's saying your duty before explaining what is on the screen. I would like to discuss one more important thing. Please have a careful observation of the conversation when something is going on in the screen. So here you are to observe the sentences said by Ranjani. Okay. So what is she saying? She is saying, I am living in London. Okay. Have a look at the sentence. I am living in London. Now this is the exact word of what Ranjani has said. So this is in a direct speech. I am living in London is in a direct speech. Okay. And now this direct speech is in a reported speech. Okay. So we will have a look at how to convert a direct speech into an indirect speech. Okay. So let's see how the things are reported. Ranjani said that she was living in London. So I am living in London. This is something which is the exact word said by the speaker. And when it is converted into a direct speech, what is she saying? She is saying Ranjani said that she was living in London. Again, I am saying Ranjani said that she was living in London. Again, I am giving you a reminder that the word here that is used as a connector. Okay. So another sentence is Ranjani told me that she was living in London. So another sentence which is again coming up on the screen, you can see. So this direct speech, I am living in London, it can be converted into two different types of indirect speech. The first one by using that, okay, that as a connector, that is Ranjani said that she was living in London. And on the right hand side, what instead of saying said, we used what? Ranjani told me that she was living in London. So in two different ways we can convert. Just have a look at the sentences. So in the first place you see, I am is highlighted in the direct speech. Yes or no? Yes, I am is highlighted. In the second sentence you see, she was is highlighted. Okay. And in the third sentence also, she was. That means I am gets converted into she was. She is third person singular number, gets converted into she was. Okay. Now we'll see I am. After I am, what did they use? They use said. When you are converting something from direct speech to indirect speech, the first thing is I am, first person singular number, gets converted into third person singular number. After that, what we use? We use said. Next you see, you can also use told, the word told. You can sometimes use according to the usage. In English, one important thing is according to the usage, we will use the particular sentences. Somewhere said is appropriate and sometimes told is appropriate. You can use here both. In this sentence, both are correct. You can use both of them. So here told is highlighted. Okay. So this is how the differences between how to convert from a direct speech to a indirect speech. Okay. Now you see in your screen you see a beautiful car and greenery everywhere and a man standing in front of a car. Now what is the name of the man? Yes, the name of the man is Hari. So see here what Hari is saying. Hari is saying, I bought a car. So the sentence is I bought a car. Now I bought a car is in direct speech. Okay, the exact of words of what Hari has already said. Now we are converting this direct speech into a indirect speech. Have a look at the sentence. Hari said that he had bought a car. Okay. Hari told me that he had bought a car. So in two ways, we can convert from the direct speech, as I've told you earlier also, that we can use the word said, and at the same time we can use the word told. And sometimes we can use that as a connector, and sometimes we may not use that as a connector. So both are correct. Basically, that is used as a connector in most of the sentences when we convert from direct speech to indirect speech. So I bought a car is in direct speech, and the first sentence, have a look at the first sentence. Hari said that he had bought a car. And the second one is Hari told me that he had bought a car. Okay. Now you see Hari said that is highlighted. And Hari said that instead of said, we can use also the word told, as I have already told you earlier. So instead of said, we can also use the word told. And that in both the sentences, you can see that is used as a connector. Okay. I is again highlighted in the direct speech. Here I again gets, I is a first person singular number. So first person singular number will get converted into third person singular number. Okay. So you see I gets converted into he, that is third person singular number. Okay. Bought. Bought gets converted into had bought. Okay. What gets bought converted? Bought gets converted into had bought. Now you see how, in reported speech, the verbs get converted. So reported verb oblique subject. So what is, when you are converting into a direct speech, in direct speech what happens? The reported verb is in a main form. Okay. And when you are converting something from a direct speech to an indirect speech, the verb becomes ed form. At the end of the end of the verb, there will be ed, or it will be a third form of verb. And before third form of verb, it will be had bought. Okay. Am I correct till here? Okay. Next, you see what is coming up on the screen. So what do you see on the screen? There are a group of boys, and on the right hand side you see there are the group of some elderly people. Okay. Now what are the boys doing? They are trying to push this rock very hard. Yes or no? Sometimes you all do, isn't it, with your friends? Yes, we all do. So what are the boys trying to do? The boys are trying to, push the rock very hard. So see here the sentence, Mohan, can you help me to move this boulder? So can you help me to move this boulder? This is in a question form, and this is something said in a direct speech. This is the exact word of the speakers. Mind you, look at the sentences carefully. Can you help me to move this boulder? This is in a direct speech. Okay. And also there is a question mark. Now, we will convert these sentences into indirect speech. So you see, Suraj asked Mohan if he could help him move that boulder. Now, what is the conversation was going on between Suraj and Mohan, right? So Suraj asked Mohan if he could help him move that boulder. Okay. So till here you have understood? Great. Now you see, can becomes could. Okay. So now there is something else on the screen. So what you can see on the screen, there is a king sitting with his courtiers. So courtiers, what are the weavers doing here? Now the king is asking, courtiers, what are the weavers doing here? So what did the answer? Now this is a direct speech. Well, this is the direct speech that is coming from the king, isn't it? So courtiers, what are the weavers doing here? This is a question, and the question is in a direct speech. Now we will convert this sentence into an indirect speech. And what will we do? The emperor asks the courtiers what the weavers were doing there. So emperor asks the courtiers what was the weavers doing there. So this is the direct speech got converted into indirect speech. Okay. So emperor asks the courtiers what was the weavers doing there. Okay. Here the question is asked where. Okay. Get to see what are the things underlined, what are the things are highlighted. You observe that very clearly. So are is highlighted, where is highlighted, asked is also highlighted. Okay. So I hope you have understood till here. Another sentences that is coming up on the screen is I will come to the balcony as soon as I am ready. Now this sentence is also is in a direct speech. Now when we are converting a speech, from a direct speech to indirect speech, what are the things that we, use? You see here, now we will use by separating each. We will do a segregation to make you all understand how to convert a sentence from direct speech to indirect speech, or you can say reported speech. So see here, I will come to the balcony as soon as I am ready. Now we are converting this sentence into an indirect speech. Now who said this sentence? This sentence was said by the emperor. So we will write the emperor said. Next part will be I will. I will be get converted that. The emperor said that. That will be used as a connector. Okay. He ought. Okay. I will gets converted into he. He means third person singular number. He would. He would come. Come gets converted into go to the balcony as soon. Okay. As soon as I am gets converted into he was ready. Okay. So I'm repeating this sentence once again so that you can understand this conversion very nicely. So the direct sentence, the sentence which was in a direct speech is I will come to the balcony as soon as I am ready. Okay. And the next sentence will be the emperor said that he would go to the balcony as soon as he was ready. So you can have a look. The underlines was that he would go and he was. That is how we convert from a direct speech to indirect speech. Okay. So I hope you have understood the process of how to convert into a direct speech to indirect speech. Okay, great. Now next you see, we can see a palace, right? Now see, we can see already the king is standing, the emperor is already standing in the balcony. So look at the sentence here. Look at the emperor, Papa. He has come to the balcony. See, the child is saying, what is the child saying to his father? The child is saying to his father, look at the emperor, Papa. He has come to the balcony. Okay? He has come. So this sentence is in a direct speech. Now we will convert this sentence from direct to indirect. Let's see how we convert. The child said that the emperor had come to the balcony. So the direct speech was what? The direct speech was, look at the emperor, Papa. He has come to the balcony. This is in a direct speech. Now, when we convert this sentence from direct to indirect, how do we convert? The conversion looks like that. The child said that the emperor had come to the balcony. Okay. Did you understand till here? Okay, great. Now you see, he word is highlighted. He becomes the emperor. Okay, has come to the balcony. Okay. So now in the screen, what you could see, change the following sentences into reported speech. So you have to change certain sentences in a reported speech. So what do we see? We can see one sentence coming up on your screen. And what is the sentence? The sentence is in a direct speech. I'm reading out the sentences. You can see. I'll go to the cinema later. Okay. Now we are converting this sentence into an indirect speech. What we are saying? We are saying is that he said that. He said that I will go. I will gets converted to he would go. Okay. He would is highlighted. I will go gets converted into he would go. Okay. To the cinema later. I am again repeating this conversion. Have a look at it so that you can understand the concept very well. I will go to the cinema later. He said that he would go to the cinema later. Okay. Now you see another sentence coming up on the screen. What is the sentence? How is your grandmother? This is the sentence which is in a direct speech. Now we have to convert this sentence into an indirect speech. Let's see how it goes. He asked. He asked, that means the question is all, this sentence is already in a direct speech, right? So what is how, in order to convert into a direct, from direct to indirect, what we are supposed to do, we are supposed to write he asked. Then you see what is there. He asked how his grandmother was. Okay. So how is your grandmother? He asked how his grandmother was. Okay. So I hope you have understood what we have discussed today. I think the concept of direct speech and indirect speech is clear to all of you. Okay, great. So here we have come to the end of today's class. I hope you have enjoyed. Thank you.